Hey guys, welcome to Randy Starts a Side Hustle. I know I look like weird with this headphone on my head here. I'm having a little sound issue when I'm speaking, so I'm just going to put it on when I bring our guest up. Guys, the show today is going to be amazing. Okay, we're going to be talking about habits of successful people today. Okay, the gentleman that I'm going to bring up. Okay, I've known him for almost 20 years now. We've worked together on several different projects. Okay, I'm going to give you a quick little story of how him and I met. Okay, I met him on at a Dunkin' Donuts. Okay, in the morning, one of my really good friends had called me and said, "Listen, I got this gentleman that I want you to meet. He's got something really important that I want to talk to you about." And I said, "Okay, I'm open. You know, I'm always open to listen to business opportunities. Okay, make the decision after I see it." And I was there waiting, and this guy, they pulled up, and he pulled up in a Mercedes 550S. You know, he was dressed very professional. You know, nice shoes, nice watch. You know, he sat down with me. Super sharp, energetic, very humble, very polite, very respectful. Showed me the business. Okay, we'll talk about that in the show. I'm sure he's going to mention that in a minute. But he invited me that night to a business overview with some of his very successful partners, and I went over there that night and I met everybody, and that's when I discovered who this gentleman was. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Okay, he's a personal development motivator and excellence in leadership. Who is Carlos? He's a motivator and personal development coach. Okay, he's highlighted and featured in magazines such as Success magazines and TV shows. Okay, he's an award winner of many different awards and recognitions. He's a six-figure-a-month earner for over a decade. Okay, he has spoken to and trained thousands of people in events of all sizes, from personal coaching to up to 70,000 people at a time, guys. Okay, he has mentored and led thousands of people to financial independence. Okay, he's the co-author of a book called The Power of the Platform, which he collaborated with Brian Tracy, Les Brown, and Jack Canfield, just to mention a few, okay? He also has a CD set that's also about the platform and success that is available to everybody, so Steps for Success, okay? He's featured in several magazines and TV shows worldwide. In Europe, Central and South America, and U.S., he's featured in Success Magazine, Success from Home Magazine, and Entrepreneur Magazine, just to name a few. Okay? I'm just scrolling through so much because there's so much about Carlos, but there's something that Carlos used to say to me, and I'm going to stop there because I remember this. He used to say, success doesn't happen by accident. First, you have to learn and see what makes people successful, and then you apply those experiences. Okay, and here's a message from my really good friend. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is a message from him to you guys, to us. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have personally dedicated my life in helping hundreds and thousands of people change their lives. I personally have been through many success and challenges. I believe God has allowed me to go through those challenges to sharpen my character and identify with others when they go through theirs. My life passion and dedication to help people to better their lives, no matter the challenges and goals they might have had. Okay? This is my life purpose, guys, and I want to introduce you to my really good friend. And I'm sure I left a bunch of things out about Carlos's biography because he's got so much to talk to you guys. I suggest that you guys grab a pen and a piece of paper, okay? And Carlos, wow, it's cool, Carlos, to see you with that beard. I haven't seen you, Mr. Carlos Rey, that I'm going to bring up, my really good friend. Before I stop talking, okay, I just want to say this to you guys. Again, I suggest you guys grab a piece of paper and a pen, okay, and get ready because you're going to be blown away, okay? And the reason I'm saying this is because I'm going to ask Carlos to do something that I haven't seen him do in a while, okay? Carlos, when I bring you up, and after you say what you're going to say, because I'm really excited to hear you, man, and I won't talk anymore. That's why I'm getting it out now. Okay, can you, I got a lot of dear friends and that are listening and watching, okay, right now, and I want them to get a little taste of the typical Carlos Rey and what you do when you sit down and to help people, Carlos, because I know that's your main thing. I worked with Carlos for a long time. Okay, Carlos was the #1 income earner in the company that I worked for. Okay, and I'm going to go back to that. I wanted to save that for last. Okay, yeah, Carlos was the #1 income earner in the company that I worked for. Okay, I was so excited when I met this guy because I saw that he was a player, and then when I saw at the event that I went that night and I met everybody and I met all these people and I saw that this guy was not just a player. This guy was the #1 income earner in the company. Okay, he was in the top position of 2 companies, okay, and still holds the record with those companies in America. Okay, he's led and trained groups of more than 1 million persons in network marketing. He's launched and built organizations in 22 countries. Okay, he was an ambassador for Excel Communications, and in ACN, he was a Circle of Champions leaders, and I was involved in both of those companies. Okay, those are the top positions. The highest that you can reach. And not only that, he was the #1 income earner. 6 figures a month, monthly, for over 12 years, I think it was. That's not even on here, but I remember that. Okay, I want to bring up my really good friend Carlos now, and I would love you, Carlos, to please give my dear friends that are listening, watching to you right now, a taste of the Carlos that I worked with that would sit down with people and help them achieve their dreams.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Randy. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. And I want to tell the audience, you guys really, what you have in Randy Gonzalez is I consider him a son to me, to say the least, okay? And I'm doing this. Guys, understand, I'm not charging for this. Nobody is, We're here to help you for real. A lot of people say help, there's several different ways to help. Now, I've had it in my career, I've had people that weren't personally prepared for money. Okay, that's why 80% of the people that win the lotto end up destroyed marriages and whatnot, because they're not ready. They don't have the inner development to be able to handle money. So understand, first comes developing you. And by the way, these tips I'm going to give you now. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit for you. Randy asked on habits of successful people. Habits. Now, what are habits? Habits are things that you do subconsciously. Like, for example, you guys are probably too young to remember, but I remember when you didn't have to wear a seatbelt, a safety belt. And then all of a sudden, when the safety belt came on, you had to really make a conscious effort, and people would complain about their shirt getting wrinkled and this and that, and you had to make a conscious effort. You forget to put on your belt and this and that. Now it's a habit. You get in the car, you put on your belt, you don't even think about it. That's a habit, okay? And successful people have developed these habits. These aren't habits that are automatically you're born with. No, you have to develop habits. And by the way, 21 days in a row will create a new habit. That's just a matter of fact, right? Now, I want to share this with you, right? And for those of you taking notes, and I strongly suggest you do, that one of the main differences between successful people and unsuccessful people is that successful people are in the habit of doing things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. And I'll cover more of that in a minute, Now, look, I'm going to give you, see where you fit in. And this is not to make you feel bad by any stretch. This is to see where you fit and what areas you need to work on. And it's very simple, okay? Now, look, successful people, for example, they daily think realistic about their problems and positive ways on how to approach them. Unsuccessful people think unrealistically about their problems and hope that everything works out. Oh, this week I'm going to hit the lotto. You watch it. All my problems will go away. Anyways, successful people know that their behavior, listen to this, folks, this is very important. Know that their behavior determines their feelings. Their behavior determines their feelings. Unsuccessful people let their feelings determine their behavior. For example, I don't feel like doing this. I'll do it tomorrow. I don't feel like doing it now. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Constantly putting things off, letting their feelings, I don't feel like this. As an example, when you go to the gym, those of you that work out and whatnot, right? When you go to the gym, the days that you really don't feel like it, the days you really don't feel like it, but you go. And once you're finished working out, man, that session, that means more to you than when you really want to go, obviously, okay? So understand that. Now, successful people initiate and complete, Successful people start. They don't wait for somebody else to see what their opinion is. They initiate and complete. All right? And unsuccessful people fail to do both. They don't start anything. They wait till 15 or 20 people do it, and then they'll do it. Or they don't finish either. You know, they're in the habit of not finishing things, okay? Successful people think about the benefits of others first, folks. Boy, that's easy to say. And you get into the habit of what's best for Johnny, what's best for Randy, what's best for Julie, you know, what's best for her or him, all right? Not what's best for me. Now, that goes without saying, but you help enough people get what they want, and you're going to get what you want big time. And see, unsuccessful people, they think about their benefits first. What's in it for me? I need to know what's in it for me first. No, hold on, because I've seen these things, and all kinds of excuses, all right? But anyways, let's move on. Successful people, they accept, listen to this, guys. They accept encouragement and criticism, all right? Every time I do a seminar or anything, I put 3 or 4 people in the audience, and I have them take notes. I give them a sheet to fill out. How was my eye contact? It's sincere, this and that. You know, they want criticism. They want encouragement. Encouragement, also accept it, you know, because most people don't like to accept encouragement because they feel deep inside they're not worthy of it, you know. Simple as that. And criticism, like I was mentioning earlier. Criticism, I want criticism. I want people to tell me, hey, this and that, Carlos, listen, you know, clean yourself here. You got something on the side of your mouth. I don't want them to tell me, hey, you look great, and I go out on stage and make a fool of myself, obviously, you know. But anyways, accept criticism. And you know what? Unsuccessful people, they instantly reject and blame. That's an excuse. Oh, wait a minute, I got to think about this. Oh, wait a minute. You know, where's the catch? All these kind of things. Instantly reject and blame. They constantly blame others because they don't take responsibility for their own actions. Simple as that, all right? Folks, listen, when I was a kid, my father, rest in peace, and I can't tell you how much I miss him, but he would dedicate, like 4 times a week, we would go walking around the block. And I'm talking from the age of 8, 9, and above. And we go walking around the block. And I remember he would tell me such pearls of wisdom. It was unbelievable. But one day he says, son, I want to tell you something. It's smart to know, but it's even smarter to know that you don't know. That's even smarter. And I said, wow, Dad, that's genius. Yeah, I'm going to use that. He stopped me cold. My father had that look in his eye that would go right through you. And he looked at me, and he said, son, look at me. I'm talking about you. Ooh. You know? Yes, because you think you know everything. You think, I've seen that. Are you kidding me? You know what I'm saying? Like somebody presents you an opportunity, you know? Oh, I've seen those things. Or I've seen that. You know, they've seen that. That's like saying, I have a car for you. Oh, I've seen cars. Yeah, I don't need to see another one. And the guy had a Bentley he was going to give you, you know? But anyways, all right? Now, instantly reject and blame is big. Excuses. Be careful with excuses. You find out every challenge that you go through, folks, it's even biblical, but every challenge that you go through, all right, it's the universe, it's God's way, it's whatever you're lining up stars or whatever. It's the way of teaching you something. That's how life teaches us, through the mistakes that we make, you know. And my hope for you is that you have a lot of mistakes, but you learn from them, because that's the best teaching tool there is. Now, successful people do things now, right now. I mean, right now, okay? They don't wait. You know, as a matter of fact, for those of you watching, you know, if you're a couple or whatever, if your girl or your life partner asks you to take out the trash, no, I'm watching the football game, I'll do it later. No, pause and take out the trash. Get used to doing things on the spot, not leave it for later, okay? Now, unsuccessful people, they leave things for later, or when it's absolutely necessary. And then the I forgot. The I forgot, quote unquote, syndrome, so to speak, right? That's like an excuse. That's like a reason. Oh, you know I didn't because I forgot. I'm sorry. Okay. No. Hold on a second. All right. Where was my responsibility in that challenge that happened? What can I have done to make it better? Okay. And you self-analyze yourself, folks. That's really important. Okay. Now, successful people, they look forward to the next day. Actually look forward to the next day. I want to tell you, and I say this to you humbly, okay? I wake up now for many, many decades, But I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's just my thing, okay? I mean, I can't sleep more than 4 or 5 hours because I'm excited about the next day. I'm excited. Whose life am I going to help change today? You know? And Lord, who are you going to send me today that I can help change their life? Okay? Not who am I going to see so I can make some money? You know, it's a different way of looking at it. And people can feel that, folks. People feel sincerity. They feel
Amen.
honesty, you know? They can tell whether you're faking or not. That's one of the things, again, I love about Randy. He's the real deal, folks. You know, he really is. And I want to tell you that I'm so proud of you, Randy. I can't begin to tell you.
Thank you, man.
But anyways, successful people accept change. There's only one thing in life that you can always count on, and that's things are going to change one way or the other. And how you know how that happens? Based on your decisions and the actions you take behind those decisions. Because no action, no decision. Oh, I'm going to do that. Yeah, I've decided to do that. When? Next week I'll come up with a date. No, man. Successful people look forward to, they accept change. They accept change, you know? And unsuccessful people resist change. No, listen to this. I'm the kind of person that I don't like these kind of things, you know? Folks, that kind of mental, you know, your thoughts is self-talk, is what thoughts are. All right? And the human, this is according to Princeton Psychology Department, okay? A normal human being has about 10,000 thoughts a day. And they also study that 90% of those thoughts are negative. I can never find a parking space. Oh, it's going to rain. Oh, it's going to be too hot today. Constant, okay? So unsuccessful people resist change. No, this is the way I'm the kind of person that, or this is the way I've always done it. Well, that's where, every time I hear that, I think to myself, I don't say it to the person, but for example, if I'm helping them, another area that I help people in is making money, all right? Really, and I'll help you guys to do that, no question. But you have to be prepared first. You have to be prepared, because making a lot of money and you're not prepared, ooh, you know, like many pastors say, thank God that many people are broke because they're not ready for serious success or money, that is. Now, successful people are always early. Let me repeat that. Always early. For example, I just came to the thought right now. I remember one time I was going to, I was meeting with a vice president of a very large company, the second largest electric company in the United States, actually. And he was the president. And so I got there. The meeting was at 8 o'clock in the morning. I was going to meet with him, okay? So I get there 7:45. Listen carefully, folks. And I go to the receptionist, and I give her my card, and I say, hi, dear, what's your name? Sally? Sally here. Can you give this to Mr. Jordan and let him know that I'm here? I'm early. I know I'm early, but just so he knows that I'm here. Now, when she gives him that card, he says, he knows you're early. He's early. Don't worry. You know. Right off the bat, that successful person recognizes that, feels good about it. So that way, when I'm going to go do work with him, he knows that I'm a person that's on time and on time, early, never mind on time, right? Anyways, now, being early, now watch this. Unsuccessful people, folks, are late or on time. Oh, wow, I thought on time was good. It's good. If you're not on time to work, what happens? You get fired. So that's negative motivation, you know? You be there at 7:45 at your job. Be the first one there. You know, whatever it is you're doing, be the first one there, you know? And watch what starts to happen. Say hello to everybody, whatnot. I have not remedies, you know, it's a remedy of sorts. But I have some practices, some lessons to follow. If you do these things, you'll get this. Very simple, okay? Now, successful people, listen to this, are willing to pay the price. Let me repeat that. Successful people are willing to pay the price. They know it's going to take some sacrifice. They know that it's, you know, they're waiting for it. They're not waiting for the little bump in the road. I knew it. Well, you know what? When people say I knew it and it's something negative, it's because they're thinking negative. And you attract, folks, the law of attraction is real. You'll attract negative people. You'll attract negative results. Simple as that. Because those successful people, they're not willing to pay a price. They look for shortcuts. I don't need to read that. I'm going to read it later, you know, whatever. You know, they look for shortcuts. Now, successful people, listen carefully, under promise and over deliver. They promise less. Joe, I think you'll make, I don't know, maybe 500. And now he makes 1,200. Oh my goodness, you're a hero. But if you say 1,500 and he made 1,200, well, you're not a man of your word. That's how people think. Now, unsuccessful people overpromise and underdeliver. But let me subtitle that, and let me give you an asterisk here, okay? Underpromise and overdeliver can boil down to as simple as a phone call, folks, with successful people. When I call people, it's already become a habit. And I say, I'll call you back in 10 minutes. I call them back in 8, all right? People are in the habit also of saying, I'll call you back, and they don't. Or I'll call you right back. And right back is what? Next century, next millennium? What is it? You know? And people know that. So when you call 3 days later, hey, Joe, I'm so sorry, with excuse, of course. I'm so sorry, I had this and that, I had people from out of town, and blah, 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 blah. You know, when all that person's just thinking, you know, successful people won't even, it's something that when you do it and you get in the habit of it, you're going to see the difference of how people respect you and trust you. You're starting to build trust right off the bat. Why? Because you're a person of your word. You're a man of your word. You're a lady of your word. And our word is everything, folks, okay? And it starts as simple as calling you back, leaving a message, et cetera, et cetera. Leave a specific message. Joe, I'm going out. I'll call you later, probably after 4 o'clock. Between 4 and 6, I'll call you back. That's bingo, okay? Now, unsuccessful people constantly sacrifice. They constantly sacrifice. They're used to sacrificing. Hold on. They're used to sacrificing. And unsuccessful people rarely sacrifice. They normally do the minimum to get by, and that's it. You know? Oh, no, but I work hard. I work 40 hours a week and this and that. Look, I've helped, I say this to you humbly, but I've personally helped 57 people in my career go from broke to millionaire, okay? And I say that humbly, right? Because there's certain things and whatnot you have to do. And so understand that unsuccessful people, anything over 40 hours of work is like, my goodness, you think that we're in a slave camp or something, you know? No, it's unsuccessful people. They don't sacrifice because they have to see things first. That's another topic for another.
Mm-hmm. No, and after the 40 hours, that's when those hours after the 40 hours are the important hours, because those are the ones that you're working for yourself, not working for another man's dream.
Love about network marketing, direct sales, working from home. Nowadays, by the way, ever since the pandemic, it's common for people to work from home. It's common to meet with somebody via a FaceTime or a Zoom or whatever.
Or Zoom.
It's already it's already commonplace for that to happen. You know, but guys, I want to tell you something. I want you to listen to me carefully. Okay, what price are you willing to pay for you and your family? All right, your family deserve better. Yes, they do. And whoever's listening to this, all right, I'm talking to you. All right, your family deserves better out of you. All right, and when you do that, that's a rewarding feeling. You'll never be able cut the strings of mediocrity. All right, we're not born to be mediocre. A boat, a ship. What is a ship built for? All right. A ship is nice and comfortable in a dock, right? Nice and nice. You know, the big ship, right? It has little bumpers to keep it safe, and it's all nice and nice. Is that what a ship is made for? No. A ship is made for the seas, the high seas, right? And bam, bam, that's what a ship is made for, right? And you take a trip, it's not always going to be perfectly smooth waters. And that's what differentiates the winners from the losers. So my suggestion, folks, is get on it. All right. By the way, anybody that wants, I'd be more than happy. And this is for Randy and for you guys. Okay, I wouldn't do this for anybody else. I'm not kidding. All right. You can contact me if you like at carlosrey@gmail.com, and Randy can give you the details on that. I'll be more than happy to get with you and help you in whatever area you want, and I won't charge you a dime, honey. Right? So know that. Okay. So, anyways, yeah. So look. I always, oh goodness, I'm privileged to be a messenger, That's all I am, is a messenger, right? And this is just my belief, okay? It's the good Lord working through me. There's a reason why today you're listening to this. It's not by coincidence. There are no coincidences in life, you know? We are a sum of the decisions and choices that we make. That's the sum we are at. Wherever you are in life right now, it's because of the choices and decisions you've made. And if you're happy, perfectly happy, where you're at, what you're doing, the amount of time you can spend, fine. But folks, I want to tell you something. There's nothing like, I remember one time coming out of my ex-mother-in-law's house, right? And it was a Christmas, Thanksgiving. We were having Thanksgiving dinner. So I get the kids in the car, we get in the car, and I start to see the houses, you know, after Thanksgiving, they start putting up the Christmas lights. So I look at my ex-wife and I said, you know what? Let's go to Disney World. Yeah, let's go. And we just went to Disney World. We didn't go by the house and pack or none of this. Folks, and I'm sharing this with you, okay? Humbly, please, okay? Because one of the things that financial freedom will bring you are the ability to make choices. Not because you have to. I can't because I have to work. A 2-week vacation. Who's ever heard of a 2-week vacation? That's it? 2 weeks? That's it? You know what? One of the goals when I first started was I want to have vacation in spring, summer, fall, and winter. All right? At least that. And you know what? That day that we went to Disney World, now we get clothes up there, whatever we went, right? When we checked in, I didn't know how long we were going to stay for. I really didn't. And the girl they couldn't fathom that. People, even the most successful people that come in, they still have an agenda. They have to be back for a corporate meeting or this or that or the other. You know, so I didn't know. So I said, I really don't know. And she couldn't believe it. So we stayed, I don't know, a couple of weeks or whatever, and then came back, you know, and then I took my son to where my dad took me fishing first time. And things like those times, folks, time spent, the quality time spent with your family, all right? Opportunities, folks, like we have and a number of things, but the opportunity for you to be able to spend time with those children and that family. Time is our most precious commodity. You can't buy it back. And believe me, I spent 5 years in a hospital fighting all kinds of different surgeries that I had. This is not thinking I'm doing great, folks. I'm doing wonderful, believe me, you know. But, you know, I wish I had more time. You look back, you know, don't do that, folks. Take action. Take action in what you believe deep inside. And if not, follow somebody that is going in the direction that you're headed. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna end with this. And Randy, if you have any other questions, but I want you always to remember this. All right, this is my dream for you today. My dream is that you can say, like I can say, financially and as a person, I'm free at last. Free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last, and I want that for you. Thank you very much.
Amen, brother. That's awesome. Carlos, man, you're awesome. I had such a great learning experience with you when I used to work with you back in the day. I remember you would call me and wake me up. You still sleeping? 4:30. You know, what are you doing, man? I'm right here by your house. Get ready. Come on, I'm picking you up. Let's go. Nonstop every day. And we would work until midnight. We would work all day.
Yeah, but you know what, Randy? When you do what you love,
it was awesome.
When you do what you love, it's not work. It's like not. Somebody said to me, "Listen, you want to play golf all day, and then you know I'll pay you. Every time you play golf, I'll pay you more and more."
Oh, heck yeah! Absolutely. It was a ride. It was a ride. Tell us a little bit. Give us a little story, Carlos, of when you first saw and you got introduced to network marketing. Tell us a little success story and a little story that I mentioned this morning when I talked to you when you had the big place. Tell us a little success and that story that's key in your life. It was a determining. It was a. What do you call that little thing in the road? The little when you make a decision.
A Y in the road. A Y in the road.
Yeah, there's a little Y in the road, and that day you made a decision. This shall be done.
That's right. That's exactly right, Randy. Well, you got a great memory, bud. Well, you know what, folks? Let me share something with you, okay? Because when I hear that, right away I think about the sacrifices and everything it took, you know? And I knew the challenge because it wasn't easy for me, folks. It really wasn't, you know? I didn't have a mentor. I didn't have any of that, you know? But I learned from my teachings of my father, and in my career, I've read and applied. By the way, reading something that's good and you don't apply it, might as well not have read it. Simple as that, right? But I remember, for example, let me share this with you. When I first started, and I said, wait a minute, and I saw these guys that are making third grade school teacher, and I owned 4 furniture factories, which we lost in Hurricane Andrew. We lost everything overnight. Right?
I remember.
And when I started, I knew it was going to be sacrifice because I remember the sacrifice it took to build it from 25 employees to 450 employees. That was a lot of hard work. And believe me, furniture business, nothing compared to what we have here. But anyways, you know, when you go out, okay, like for example, I would go out, right, and I would go by the mother-in-law's house because things were tight, folks. And I had to hear her stuff. Hey, when are you going to get a real job? Yeah, but they didn't complain, by the way, when I invited the entire family, 30 people, to Disney World for as long as they wanted to stay. Oh, they was really happy about that. And so, you know what? You look at somebody's, let's say it's about finances, okay? If you look at somebody and they're financially where you want to be, okay? Don't take advice from broke people, folks. And what do I mean by broke? If you didn't show up for work the next 2 months, what would happen? Everything be fine? Is money still coming in?
No, sir.
It's absolutely not. You know, that's one of the things that we build here is residual and ongoing income. Because I took off. Remember I told you about going to Disney World and whatnot? I took off the next 9 months, and our checks kept going up. And you know what? Because of a lot of hard work that I put in the 2.5 years before that, you know, we took off, and I didn't know whether the next day I wanted to go to work or not. I didn't know. So I stayed with the kids, and we did everything. We watched every Dr. Seuss movie there was, and boy, did we have fun, man. I wish that for everybody. I wish that for everybody.
Let me ask you this. Because I don't know, but I wasn't clear in the beginning of the podcast. Okay. One of the companies that we worked for together, guys, and you can look this up, Excel Communications. Fastest growing company in American business history. It hit $1 billion before anybody else did it, before Microsoft did it.
Yep.
Okay? So I'm not just talking to you about little Joe Schmo business. No, fastest growing company in American business history. That's a mouthful. And this man was the #1 income earner for the company. For how many years, Carlos?
7 years, 8 years.
Can you tell us how you got there? What'd you do when you started? You saw it, you were excited. What got you from there to point B, where you were financially independent, the #1 income earner in the company for 7 years? Because it's easy to say, I did it, I was #1 for a couple months. No, 7 years. Thousands of people chasing that spot. He held it for 7 years.
Well, Randy, I'll tell you this, okay? Here's where expectations come in, because I was quite successful in the furniture business, and then we lost everything. So I believed in myself, and that's so important. One has to believe in oneself, really, okay? That you can do it, you know? But anyways, expectations. I remember, Randy, my fourth month, okay? And there was, I don't know, maybe 500,000 representatives at the time with the company. You know, we took it to we took it to 1,700,000. But anyways, when I first started the first 4 months, I went and I put on my car the personalized plate, Excel, and then #1 on my plate. Because I saw the people who were making big money. I mean, big money, folks. Okay? And I thought, my goodness, he's a third grade school teacher and a PE teacher. What does he know about sales or business? This and that? I'm going to kill this thing, really. But I had to learn a lot of things that I shared with you here today. What I shared with you here today is part of my journey, and thank God for all the challenges that I've had, personal, you name it, I've been through it. All right, business wise. Look, I can go on and on, but the important thing is, folks, that you have expectations and that you're willing to go ahead. And I was number one money earner, Randy. What I did was the fundamentals over and over and over and over again. All right? That's something we can leave for another day, for another podcast.
I talked about that on my last podcast. Over and over and over again. And you know what happens? Excuse me. When you do that 100th presentation, you're all right. When you do the 500th presentation, now you're way better, bro. Now you're closing. Now your people are signing up. People are believing in you. They're getting in. They're following your footsteps. But if you don't do the grind, do you notice that he said that? It's in every deal, over and over and over and over again. Just do it over and over again. All the principles they teach you, everything they teach you in that company, whatever you're involved in, there's a blueprint. Follow it. There's no reason to make anything up. We don't have to change the script. Just do what they train you to do over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And that's why he became number one, because he pounded it so hard. And I remember working with him, but this was daily. We would have 3 and 4 meetings a day. We had an office at one point in Coral Gables where we were doing meetings 3 and 4 times a day in Coral Gables, 25, 30, 40 people every day. Did everybody sign up? Absolutely not. But somebody would. And then they would bring somebody the next time. And then he went from there to him going to other countries. I remember I was new. I still wasn't at the level that he was. I couldn't travel because I didn't make enough flow. So I couldn't go. I couldn't go to launch a country in Latin America like they started doing. And when they started launching in Latin America, he had already built such a big business. He had such credibility. He had such leaders that when he went to the countries, he didn't go by himself. Now he went with all his players. Now he got there and they were finding up 500, 1,000 people a day, right? And then they would go from country to country. I remember this, man. It was amazing. It was amazing. And this guy was number one. And I got to work with him every day. He's a big part of who I am right now. A big part of who I am right now is this guy right here.
You know what's amazing to me? What was amazing to me? To watch you get up on stage and actually do a better job than I did.
Stop.
You know? And that's the secret of success also, is making somebody better than you. Okay? Making somebody better than you. That's one of the reasons why I love Randy so much, and there's nothing I wouldn't do for him. All right? Is because he doesn't stop in wanting better for others. Even this very podcast.
That's the key.
Even this very podcast that he's doing, folks. And that's why I'm supporting him 100%. Maybe we'll do a few seminars on here, Randy, on sales, on different things, that'll help people in whatever it is you do. You help
Absolutely.
somebody. You help somebody else reach what they want, folks. And you talk about wanting to be a popular person. Those people carry you wherever you need to go.
You see, you guys hear me say that before, right? That's the key. If you don't help others achieve their dreams, you're not going to achieve it. It's in the books. How to Win Friends and Influence People. The Magic of Thinking Big. Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich. He's the one that talks about it. Big time. Pick up those books, guys. And all this that Carlos is saying that he just said in the beginning, we're not getting paid for this. I'm actually paying to make this and get on here and put this out for you guys to help as many as we can help. Because when we can help enough people achieve their dreams, we're going to achieve our dreams along the way. It's been a great podcast, Carlos. It's been great to have you as a guest. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. I know that we have some technical difficulties in the beginning here, and we took a little longer, but it's been great. Lot of good information. If you want to like finish it off, just kind of wrap it up for us. A couple minutes. Tell us, what drives you, how you start your day and finish it. And just kind of like a couple little things just to get people charged up and motivated and pumped up before we call it a day.
Well, I'll say this, folks. First of all, I congratulate you for being on and listening and taking notes. But now I would love to super congratulate you for putting, and I'm going to speak prophetically, for putting these actions, putting these advices and these tips into action, okay? Because again, knowledge without action is worthless, okay? It's about action, taking action for yourself, And like I said earlier, Randy, it'd be an honor for me. You guys, pass this on to your friends, to whoever, because we're going to be doing a lot of personal development seminars right here on Randy's show. All right, in different topics, all sorts of different topics: how to deal with anxiety, how to deal with fear, how to deal with depression, how to deal with anger, all sorts of things. Okay, that'll help you in all areas of your life. And now apply that to an industry that's exploding, or whatever you decide to do. You apply that and watch what happens, folks. Right? You know what? God bless each and every one of you. Again, Randy, thank you so much for having me on. It's a privilege and an honor. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. I commend you for being on, and pass it on to your friends, because this show is going to take off in a big way. I'm going to get some of my friends like Les Brown and a few others to get on also. And it's going to be an amazing ride for you. God bless each and every one of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Carlos. You're amazing, brother. What a great show. Guys, we're going to have fantastic guests like Carlos Rey. Amazing. Well, I don't know about Carlos Rey. but I got a couple lined up for the next 2 or 3 weeks already that are fantastic leaders and very successful. We're going to have some great content for you guys. A lot of good information, guys. Please keep an eye out for Randy Starts a Side Hustle. And I hope you have a fantastic day. God bless all of you. I love you all very much. Thank you for taking the time to watch and listen and learn. And guys, like I always say, if you got any criticism for me, bring it on. Let me know. Let me know what I can talk about. Anything that you guys want to know, questions, reach out to us. Carlos, give your email again before we jump off.
It's N as in Nancy, U as umbrella, CarlosRey. So new, but N-U, new Carlos Rey @gmail.com.
Shoot over any questions you might have. Any Carlos, he's already offered to coach. Whatever you guys need, like I said, we're here to assist. And if you got any questions or any critique or anything we talk about, shoot it over, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great day. Be blessed.